Tony D and Little Joan with the Screenwriter's Rant on Bando, Stone and the New World, starring Donald Glover as a singer who is stranded, I'm guessing, on some sort of island. And everybody disappears, and there's some sort of weird alien invasion. And he is caught up in the middle of it, along with this girl and her daughter. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 14, Joan. You ham. Available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So, Donald plays a singer named Bando Stone. And he is, I think he's trapped on an island. I'm going to guess somewhere in the Caribbean. I don't know. I don't know if the mountain identifies it, but it's like the end of the world. Somehow. The animals attack everyone. And you can see here they're attacking everyone. And there are these weird sort of, I don't know what these are, energy grids that appear at random locations and destroy things or make things disappear and reappear in certain places. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be. So, it is unique. I'll say that. Written by Evie Wilder, directed by Donald Glover. And you might say, well, why is this like another girl boss movie? Well, look, as the guy who's the lead, he's playing the main character and they need to take him on a journey. And since he's essentially playing a version of himself, you know, which is a good move in a lot of ways, he's doing the comedic thing where he's got all the weight on him to do all the reactions and stuff. So you can argue that, yeah, it's kind of a girl boss movie because the girl is the competent one, but really this is a comedic choice by Glover, who's directing it, who gets to do all the funny things. So it's just another way of looking at it, and so I think it'll be good in that respect. Otherwise, he would be the guy bossing the girl around and she would have to do all the reacting. But Donald Glover is the guy you look to for comedic reactions, because he is very funny. If you've ever watched Community, he's very funny. So it appears to be very unique. I don't know what's happening though. So I'm just going to take a stab at it, at the 3-act breakdown. First act, Bando wakes up. I'm going to guess he's like on tour somewhere. I'm going to say in the Caribbean. I don't know why I think Caribbean, but I think Caribbean because it looks mildly tropical to me. Maybe. It's very lush. So I'm going to say somewhere like Jamaica, Barbados, someplace like that. And that's like another move too for a big star like Donald Glover. Go shoot a movie in the Caribbean, you get to spend 3 or 4 months in the Caribbean. But like he's on tour, I'm gonna guess, or went to there and did some shows, or maybe he's just on vacation in an area of the world where people wouldn't know him. Something like that. But he wakes up and everybody's disappeared and he doesn't know why. So that's the first act. Him walking around going, where the heck is everybody? I'm trying to find people. Like it starts out, I think he gets out of his like bungalow in a bathrobe. And at first he thinks he's just going to the, I don't know, the front desk or something. But like the further he goes out, the more he realizes no one's around. And he just keeps walking in his bathrobe. Eventually he decides, hey, I got to get dressed. So he puts on a bunch of clothes at a store somewhere, and that's when he runs into this girl and her daughter. I don't know their names. So then we're into the second act. The second act is something's up. Glover has been insulated from it for some reason, and the animals are attacking, The little girl says they come out at night. I think she's referring to the crazy grids, energy grids, which they try to figure out what they do. And at one point, Glover, he ducks underneath the grid. Like, it's hard to describe. Let me see if I can find this still. But, like, one of the grids has collapsed, and it's on the ground, and it's still glowing. Here it is. So see here, he steps through one of the holes and emerges out the other side, like, in a way that doesn't make any sense spatially. So, like, he goes in there, but, like, you see his leg pop out over, like, here or someplace. So they're like, I don't know, I guess they're portals into another universe, or they're weird wormholes. I'm not sure what they're supposed to be, but I believe that it's alien in origin. That's probably the most likely explanation. And so the world is ending due to these things for whatever reason, and they're just trying to survive. And there's some exciting moments. It looks pretty low budget, but then there's a scene where they're being chased in a Jeep by a rhino that's trying to kill them. Looks pretty exciting. Third act? Well, they either save the world, but I kind of think that's a little too conventional an ending for Donald Glover. I don't think they win in the end, is my guess. But, you know, like, it's a new world. So they don't drive away these things. They just continue to escape them, maybe, and start, I don't know, start some sort of town in which they're resistant. Something like that. It's kind of hard to say, but good on him. I like the look of this. It seems pretty original. You've got the end of the world portion, which seems fun. That's always fun to do, end of the world stuff. And see, he's got a great sense of humor. He's got a hat. It just says spam on it. It's fun. Here they are running away from the thing, whatever that is. This is cool. I mean, look at that. You've got the car and a light pole and giant octopus. I'm not sure where. It could be placed in anywhere in the world. It could be in a very urban setting, and then he just emerges from the rubble and finds the world like this. Like, the grids somehow take us back through time and space, and I don't know, mess with you know, because Donald Glover is kind of a nerd deep down. Yeah, he knows sci-fi and anime and that kind of stuff. So let's see what the write-up is. Hopefully there is one. Synopsis: Bando Stone in the New World, featuring the original motion picture soundtrack by Childish Gambino. That's not a synopsis, Donald Glover. Let's go to the IMDb. Bando Stone and the New World. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Donald Glover as Bando Stone, a famous musician navigating a world empty of people. He meets a woman and her child. Together they journey through a dystopian post-apocalyptic world. Not a great write-up. Should give us a little more than that. Like, why it's a post-apocalyptic world. Like, after the world is destroyed by X, Bando, a famous musician, has to navigate this post-apocalyptic world or whatever. Either that or more about the characters. I mean, maybe it's complicated. I don't know. Or maybe it's partly the idea that the world's a simulation and the simulation's breaking down. That could be interesting. And then at the end, they get out of the simulation and they're in the next world, whatever that is. So, I would see it. Totally. Plus, it's got a soundtrack by Childish Gambino, Donald Glover. So that should be fun. Yeah, and he, like I said, he's got good comic timing. He's got good sense of story. If you've ever watched Atlanta, that's a pretty good show. I watched the first season of that. That was decent. So here he'd be forced to kind of, get everything all in one movie or one story. So he'd be forced to give us an ending. So I think this could be good, or at least very watchable. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and little Joan who won't sit still. Check me out today. I will be in Matawan, New Jersey for the I Heart Horror Ice Cream and Monster Jamboree. And there's going to be cars, there's going to be ice cream, there's going to be horror stuff. It is outside, so bring a drink or buy one there or get yourself some ice cream. That's what I'm going to do. Hope to see you there. We'll see you. No live stream today. In the next one.